Hi, everybody. It's always fun to see people jump on with me, even when I don't let you know that I'm going to be doing this. Let's see. What was that? I think that was Facebook. Oh, they're both working. Oh, great. Okay, so the volume on both of these is working great. That's good to know. All right, so I see some people over on YouTube. Hello to Debbie and Nancy, and Carolina is here too. So good to see you. She's been waiting for my alternatives. I actually just got my box over the weekend. It had gotten delivered to my neighbor and he was out of town. And so when he got back, I had my box. So that's why it's a little later than hopefully you already have your box or you know that it's going to be delivered sometime soon. So this kit is called Time for Cake, and I'm really excited about it. The sneak peeks show lots of fun fold cards, and I always love fun fold cards for a couple of reasons, and one of them is that it gives us lots of stuff so we can make many alternatives, and so I'm excited for that. Nancy, just give it a minute, and we'll start going. Carolina says that she's got her box. That's great. Hello to Hope. And Nancy says nothing's happening. I usually have like about a couple minutes or so where it will be just a screen with nothing because I'm trying to upload it to Facebook and YouTube and all of that. So there's a little bit of just blank space at the beginning of the videos when I go live. Hi, Connie. She's over on Facebook. It's great to see you. All right. Well, I'm going to give it just a minute. I looked around my desk. I cleaned my room over the weekend, and I have no supplies. So I need to grab just a couple things, and then we'll get started. So go ahead and just say hello if you're here in the comments. All right, some of the supplies that I like to have when I'm crafting include a bone folder. It just makes a really nice crease. We've got paper scissors, paper snips, take a pick tool. I like to have my Versamark on hand just in case if I need it for like better images with my stamps, and I can give you that tip if we need it today. I also need to have one of my clear blocks from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, your very first kit will have one of these thin clear blocks. And you're going to need to hold on to that so that anytime you get a second or third kit, then it doesn't include that clear block. So you need to keep that stuff for your stamps. So I need to grab one of those as well. Okay, I see more people. Melissa's here. Carolina says she's been seeing other people's alternatives, but she always waits for mine before she starts. Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you to say that you like the alternatives so much. Let's go ahead and check out the kit. This kit has 2 stamp sets, which is unusual. It's kind of their celebration kit. I think it's because August was when they first started Paper Pumpkin, and so to celebrate, they always will put in a second stamp set. So this one, we have an image of it, but this might help you see it a little bit better. It just has numbers and then a little banner and some like second, third, those kinds of things. So that's a fun one to have. It's always great to have number stamps. And then this one it's obviously like a birthday celebration kit. So we've got some candles, make a wish, lost count, it's time for cake, a small candle, celebrate, balloons, kind of a little shining thing, It's not quite like a flame, but like a little shining rays. And then this one says happy birthday, and it's kind of at an angle there, like curved, doesn't look straight. All right, the ink spot, which you'll receive one of these in each kit. So normally a kit will receive one stamp set and one ink spot. And the color for this month is Night of Navy, which is a really great color. I love Night of Navy. Hi, Rosina. It's good to see you. All right, so we got some really beautiful moody colors, which are really fun. Kind of fun for the fall season as we move into fall and winter. They'll be perfect for birthday celebrations or any really celebration probably. Let's take a look at the projects. Hi, Christina. So for this one, we've got the printed versions of the stamps. And what you'll want to do is cut right along that line, and then you can place these into, I like to add them to some clear envelopes and then place them into a clear envelope. And I'll put up here, I usually will write the month that it was for. So I'll put like August 2024. Okay, so here's the instructions for the projects for this month. There are 3 cards, and it looks like there's 3 of each card. So we'll want to make sure we've got all those supplies. And then when we open it up, it's a trifold, and on the front of this bottom piece, this shows us everything we need for each card. So this is the supplies for card 1, supplies for card 2, supplies for card 3, and then this will walk us through the steps for 1, steps for 2, and steps for 3. And it also includes a handy ruler in case you need to have that. And then on the back, it shows us a picture of everything that should be included in your kit, along with the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So this includes Moody Mauve, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pretty in Pink, Wild Wheat, and Rose Gold. And then it also gives us a coordinating product. And if you have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or another die cutting machine, you might want to consider getting the coordinating dies. Now these dies coordinate with all the kits in the quarter. So that includes, I'm trying to think. So we have September, August, and July. And so if you got all 3 kits, then you'll notice some of this images that you've seen. So we've got Hooray is the one that coordinates with the kit for this month. However, you could use all of them on a card, right? Or with coordinating with the kit. So it just is kind of fun to have those dies. I've purchased them and I enjoy using them along with the kits. All right, so let's just take a quick look. All of the kit will include everything you need to make the card. So that includes adhesives as well. So we've got here some mini dimensionals. We have our rose gold thread or twine. And then we've got some printed balloon pieces. I'm going to put one off to the side because I'll need that to make the card. Today, what I'll do is show you what's inside, and we'll make one of the projects for each. So we'll make each card together. And the fun thing about that is that if there's any little tips or tricks I can come up with while we're making them, then you'll be prepared to make your projects. We have our envelopes. And oh, I love that they have different patterns. So there are 3 different patterns that coordinate with the 3 different cards. That's going to be really fun for alternatives. We then have our card bases. This one has got a little cake on the front. It's actually a pretty big piece of cake. And I'm going to put one on the side. And then we have our small little fun fold card here. This is probably just the fun folded piece, and then it does fit on a larger card base. So we'll put one of those off to the side and play around with it. I love the rose gold foiling. I love all the candles. Excuse me, my voice. And then we've got this kind of a petal pink. Is that the color? Yeah, petal pink. It has some little star prints on it, but it's very muted, so it's very subtle. We have some, these looks like these go inside of our cake. So they're strips, they're angled strips, and they're 3 in 3 different patterns, but I do have 2 sheets of that. I have some glue dots, put those with my adhesives. And then I have this Hooray die cut. It looks like it might be a sticker. That's really nice. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. There are some tags. I have 1 sheet of tags and also banners and then some pink strips. I'm going to go ahead and punch. Is it just 1 sheet? It feels really thick. Punch 1 of each of these out so that I can use them on my cards today. Put the rest back in my box. And then we have these fun die cuts with some foil on them. We have some cute little forks. Those are cute. I don't think I would ever think about putting a fork on a card, but a foil rose gold foil fork. That's a mouthful. That's really cute. And then I'm not sure how many of these little stars I need. Let's see. Maybe I'll just grab 2 of them for now. Those are really cute. They're kind of like little candle, but with a shiny top. And then some balloons. Because there's 3, I'm just going to take a third of each. So I think that's just 1 of each balloon. These are super pretty with that foiling as well. Okay, so that's everything in the kit. Really pretty. What do you guys think about the kit? Do you love the colors? Are you excited about the fun fold? I guess it's just 1 card looks like it's a fun fold. The others are pretty just basic, but they've got some really fun images on the front. From the sneak peek, I thought maybe they were all fun folds, but I'm not disappointed. There's some really cute things here. What do you guys think about it? All right, I'm not seeing any. Oh, my voice. I haven't spoken a lot this morning, so I'm not sure if it's just from being so quiet. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of comments coming through, so hopefully you're in love, you're speechless, right? That's what that is. Okay, let's go ahead and get started then making our cards. We're going to begin with card number 1. So it looks like we need that large flat piece. So this looks like this is our card base, and it's not really a base, it's more of just a card front. Oh, Hope says it's a very pretty kit. I agree, it's really pretty. The colors are gorgeous together. So it won't open like our traditional card. This is just a flat piece. So we're going to need that. It coordinates with the pink envelope. We need our thread and the fun fold piece. So this is the part that will open up, and then there's a little space here for the greeting. We'll need our Stampin' Spot and some different stamps. Oh, we need 3 of these. So I'm going to go back and grab an extra 1 of those. And we'll need the peach color tag. I think that's everything. All right, I'm going to put all the other stuff off to the side, and we'll get started. So the very first thing is we're going to need to open up our ink spot. Hope says lots of pieces to make alternatives. I agree. I'm really excited about that. Okay, when I open up my ink spot, I will just slit the front, and then when I open it, I leave it together just because I lose things when I craft, and it's so much easier not to have to look for a lid. So we're going to ink up okay. So I'm going to start with the little, I'm going to just kind of jump down to 1B, and I'm going to do the little, this is the little candle on the 3 die cut candles. And then we're going to stamp it here on the writing area if you want. This is probably something you don't have to do, but if you want to stamp it, you can. It does seem like it takes away from some of that space in the like where to write your greeting. So if you wanted to stamp it there or not, that's up to you. And then we'll stamp the big one. So we do the big and the little. They've got them on the block together, but I'm going to stamp them separately just so I have a little more control over that. And this is the teeny tiny one. So the smallest of them all. And I'm going to run a quick little test. Let me find some scratch paper. I always test my stamps just to make sure that they're going to give me a nice crisp image. These look pretty good, and there's tons of ink on that little spot. So you see how it's nice and good, crisp? That's a great image. So we're just going to go for it. Keep in mind that this is a small space. But the nice thing is we can see through our stamp. And so we should be able to just take our time, line it up as best we can as we stamp that down. Let's take a quick look. Okay, that did pretty good. Can you see that okay? I might think about moving it up just a little bit, but I think it's okay. We'll try the next one. The key here is to be able to see around the die cut. And then when you stamp it, you're actually not going to see the die cut. So if you see, do you see how like the die cut kind of disappears from underneath the stamp? So if you don't see the die cut, then you're just going to hope that it's right in the center. So make sure you're stamping on something where you can see the outline clearly. You don't want to stamp it on something that is of similar color. So make sure there's a good contrast between the stamp or your background and the die cut so that you can see right around that stamp. And then nice even pressure as you're stamping that down. So I've got those 3. That's really cute. And then if you want to stamp this, we're going to stamp, I'm going to do this small one over here, just like that. And then we're going to get the larger one. This is, I guess it's really not the larger one, it's the medium one. It has the like flowers on it, is the pattern. And I'm just going to put that on the opposite side. So here's the side that has my stamp. I'm going to place it on the opposite side so that I can just go ahead and stamp with it. And that one goes a little lower. I really pushed it close to the side so that I had some space there. I don't want it to be too close to the center. Okay, I do need to clean my stamps, and I use my Simply Chamois for that. But if you don't have this, you can also use baby wipes, or you can run them under some water. These stamps are pretty easy to take care of. If you're interested in getting any of the extra supplies that I have, I'll include a list in the description of this video when we're all done. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And next we're going to get the oh no, we got lots of stamping. We're going to go with lost count. Oh, you can't see that. So this lost count and then that little flame sparkle raise. I'm not really sure what to call it. Lost count. There it is. Oh, a lot more comments coming in. Paula, she says, I started working on this kit last night. She's excited to see the creations. Oh, how many cards did you make, Paula? Did you make them all or did you just make one? What are you doing with your kit? Are you going to wait for alternatives? What do you like to do? All right, so this little guy is going to go right around the wick of the candle on both of those candles. That's really cute. Hi, Judy. She's from Maryland. She says, I love your alternatives. Thanks so much, Judy. And then I've got my greeting here. It looks like the ink is kind of bubbling up. And so I'm going to just do a little test right here to make sure that it looks good. It looks fine. It doesn't show any of that bubbling. So we're going to go ahead and put this lost count. I'm going to ink it again. Right here at the bottom. Cute. Paula says she made 2 alternative cards. So fun. Okay. Last thing we need to do is stamp Make a Wish on our orangey tag. They have the opening or that hole on the right side. So I'm going to repeat and do exactly how they have it. Let me clean my stamp. So one thing about Night of Navy is it can stain your stamps. So you're going to want to kind of keep them clean and don't let the ink sit on them for too long, because it will stain the clear stamps. I'm okay with my stamps being stained. I know that some people don't like it though. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to ink this up, get a good coverage of ink, and we're going to stamp it on that tag right here, right in the center. Nice even pressure. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to clean my stamp, and then we'll get to putting this together. So step 2 says that we're going to take our little candles, die cut candles, and we're going to add a dimensional to the back. And we're going to put 2, one at the top and one at the bottom. The bottom ones are kind of tight. So I'm going to actually cut these in half. I wonder if that's going to work out. All right, I just cut these in half. And then I'm going to use my paper snips to place them because my fingers are too big to know where I'm going with it. So I'm just going to place them right at the bottom. One right there. You can also trim the edge here. So if you want to just trim a little strip that's about half the size of a dimensional, That's another great way to use up the edging. There we go. So each one of those has a dimensional at the top and the bottom. Hi, Lisa. She's over on Facebook. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining me. Oh. Hi, Joy. She's over on YouTube. She says she's looking forward to the alternatives for these cards. So if you're new to my channel and this is the first time you've caught me live or seen me live, what I like to do is take the contents from the kit and I'll make other things with it, mostly cards. That's kind of what I enjoy making. And so from the kit, we can make lots of different things. And that's what people are talking about when they say they enjoy my alternatives. All right, so I just took off those. And it looks like we just kind of place them around the different panels. So this first one, I'm going to add, there's a skinny little panel here. I'm going to just add that right there. Then there's another, I'm kind of looking for this other pink flower that's right in the middle. And then we're going to add one here. And then the last one is going to go here by this, you see this pink and blue flower with the polka dots? It kind of sits between those, like that. Okay, I'll give you a close-up. So there's the first one. It's very close to the edge, kind of over that diagonal candle. And then you move in to about the middle. And then there's one right there. I just copied where they placed them. So, all right, now we are going to do, looks like a Z fold. So we've got, this is our back panel. And the next score line sits right along that white edge. And we're going to fold over. Make sure those things all line up so everything's nice and straight. You don't want to make a crease if this top and bottom edge aren't lined up perfectly. Okay. And then our next crease has already been made for us. And then this is the next one. So I think that's going to fold back over itself. And then we've got our last crease right here. Is that right? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yep, it is right. Okay. See how we can see the black, or not the black, but the native navy color on the left. So nice crease along that edge too. Okay, so we kind of pull it apart like an accordion. This is called the Z fold because it kind of makes the Z shape. Okay. Now we're opening it up to the bottom. So we've just finished the folding. And we're going to cut 18 inches of the rose gold twine. Hi, Melanie. Great to see you. So I've got a ruler here on my glass mat. And so I'm going to use that. But I need 18 inches. So it goes to 13 plus 5. And it looks like I'm going to wrap it around this and tie a bow with the tag on it. So this kind of holds everything closed. So I wrapped it around the back. I'm going to string my tag on. So that it lays flat and I can see the Make-A-Wish part. I don't think that gets adhered down. I think that's loose. Put all my ends together right in the center. And then we're going to try to tie a bow here. Okay, so nice tight. Because this is kind of just a thin ribbon, I'm just going to go ahead and make well, people won't appreciate a knot, huh? They want to be able to just pull it and open it. So I'm going to undo that knot. I normally always make a knot and then a bow when I'm working with thin ribbons like this. It's just much easier for my hands to try and keep it loose. But nobody's going to want to undo a knot when they open the card. So I'm just going to have to hold that with my finger. Make sure it's nice and tight. And go quick. There we go. I don't think this is going to look pretty. There we go. It's actually not too bad. I like this twine. Because it has a little bit of a coating on it, it holds its shape pretty nicely. Okay, so that's in the middle. Then we've got our little Make-A-Wish tag that's on the side. That's super cute. All right, so on the back, we're going to add dimensionals. Let's make sure the twine's in the center. They put a ton of dimensionals on here, and you are welcome to do the same. I'm just going to do probably 3 on each side of the twine. So I've just got it there to hold the twine in place. They've also added 2 more there. I'm not going to worry about it. And then it looks like they just place it right on the card, which, remember, is just a flat panel. It doesn't open up. Eleanor over on Facebook, she says, I'm glad to watch you make the originals today. I wasn't confident from the instructions. You know, I think that sometimes it is nice to see somebody else make them, because then you're like, oh, okay, now I see what they are talking about, right? So I agree. That is so cute. Very cute card. It's got lots of fun dimension to it, but it's not super thick that it won't fit into a envelope, or I think you could mail that really easily as well, because it kind of, even though it has dimension, it flattens down pretty easily. Super, super cute. Okay, card number 1 is done. We'll put that off to the side. Now we can go to card number 2 here, which is our cake card. So it's going to use the cake card base. And then we have lots of strips. I'm not sure what all these strips are for. It looks like I need 1 of each of these. Did I get enough of those? I probably only got 2. Yeah, I only got 2 of those. That doesn't really make any sense to me. But we'll figure it out, I'm sure. And then we've got some stamping and hooray. And some dimensionals. So I think that's good. That one doesn't really need a lot of stuff. So here we're moving. Oh, so I see. We can kind of choose how we want it to look. So they gave us lots of options. We can either do all 1 of the same pattern, or we can do 1 of each, or 2 and 1. So I think that's why they've given us 2 sheets of this, so that we can kind of mix and match. That's what I'm guessing. Because here they show all 9, but here they only need 3. So just kind of mix and match to make it look however you want. I'm just going to copy what they've got, because that's what I like to do when I do these. When I do these cards here. Oh, we also need the little pink strip. I didn't see that earlier. And the fork. Okay. Let's start with our stamping. So we're going to do It's Time for Cake on our pink strip. And then we're going to get another one of those little blue candles, and we're going to stamp our small candle on that as well. So by the time these cards are all done, we're going to be experts at stamping that candle. So let's do that first. I have to bring it down a little closer to me so I can see right above it. Okay, so I've done that. And then the next thing is it's time for cake. And that's going to go on the pink strip. I'm just going to place it on the back side so that this is on the one side and that's on the other. And I'm just going to look to see if it's bubbling, and it looks really good. This set doesn't have a lot of like film or anything on this set, so that's good. And then just line that up in the center and stamp. Perfect. And I'm going to clean those just so that they don't get too stained. All right, so our stamping is done. Now we can add adhesive. It looks like we're going to need some glue dots on the back of our cake layers. And I like to add these with my Take a Pic tool. It makes it much easier. They've placed 3 glue dots on each one, so I'm going to do the same. Great. And then to take these off, you can either use your fingernails or you can pop it right in the center. And then you're just gonna, you push down to kind of pierce the paper, and then it pops right off if you move it at an angle. So that makes it nice and easy to pull those off too. This is one of my favorite tools, this Take a Pic tool. Okay, so those are ready to go. We've got our time for cake. Get some dimensionals on it. And here are my dimensionals. They also placed 3 dimensionals. And we've got dimensionals on our fork as well. Just place it on in those larger spaces. So one near the top and one at the bottom. And then our hooray is a sticker, so that should be good to go on. And we've got dimensionals on the back of our candle as well. So I'm going to do the same thing where I place a full one at the top, and then I liked the little strip at the bottom. So I'm going to cut myself another little strip. And the paper just came off, so I'm just going to place it right on top of that. Okay. Take the papers off all those. I always have so many little paper backings all over my craft room when I'm done creating. We can find those all throughout our house, actually. And we vacuum regularly, so. Hi, Debbie. It's good to see you. She said she made up 10 paper pumpkin kits this month, some alternatives and some as intended. Such a good feeling. Wow, so were those 10 like old ones or 10 of this one? That's crazy. That's a lot of kits. She says, I think I have 2 old kits left up to make. So I'm guessing they are maybe 10 older kits. But congratulations. Sometimes it is hard to find the time to make the kits. Okay, so one little tip, I'm noticing that the left edge of these layers, it goes all the way to the left edge of the cake. So just keep that in mind when you're placing this, okay? So there should be a border at the bottom and on the right side, but not here on the left. And I'm going to do the bottom and top first, and then I'm going to come in and do the middle. And the reason for that is because I can make sure that it looks centered. So if I place the top and the bottom so that they look about the same, then when I place that middle one, I can even out that space. So it doesn't have to be close at the bottom, right? So it just even spacing on both sides. So there we go. That's really cute. And then we're going to add our little candle in the middle of our cake. I'm going to move that down just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this. And then we're going to add It's Time for Cake. All right, so they have it kind of coming off of the cake a little bit on the left, like that. Then they've got their little fork. I'm going to kind of tuck it underneath just to have it so it's not just by itself on the plate. So that's a little change. Here they have it just near the base of the plate, like on the side. I wanted it a little closer, so it kind of feels more like a group. And then we've got our hooray here. I love the sticker idea. That makes it nice and easy, especially when you have such a skinny little die cut. And then this gets added very close to the greeting. Okay, so I'm going to kind of tuck my white right between the fork and the greeting and put that down. Try to make it nice and straight. They have theirs maybe up a little higher, but I think that works really nicely right there. There's no twine on that card. So if you wanted to add a little twine, you could do that. But they don't have it designed that way. That one's all done. Very cute. Okay, Debbie says 10 old ones. It was getting overwhelming. It can. I agree, Debbie. That's why I try to make sure that I do them, within the month before I get the next one. Because seeing a big box, a big stack of all those boxes can feel overwhelming. But they're definitely fun. I'm sure you had a great time making them. Okay, so here is card number 2 all done. Actually, I think that card is a lot cuter in person than I originally thought it was. When I see it, I wasn't sure, but I think it turned out pretty cute. All right, let's do the balloon one next. These should be just the rest of what we've got. So we have our petal pink card base, the balloon cardstock. Then we have our 3 balloon die cuts that we already punched out. We have the banner. Excuse me. There's no candles on this one. We do have our twine. And we're going to do happy birthday as well as some other stamping. So I'm just going to go ahead and take off these greetings or these stamps, and we'll get on to the next one. Okay, we're going to begin by doing happy birthday in the banner. This is slightly curved, so it should fit nicely inside that banner. It's really important, and maybe you noticed, but I always will lay out my stamps so that they can come back to their original shape. And I do it on some cardstock or paper because it's not going to stick to that. If I did it here on my clear block, my clear mat, my glass mat, it sticks, and so it really won't go back to the shape. So that's important that it's back to its true shape before you pick it up on your clear block. I'm also going to test it to make sure that it's going to fit properly, like the angle is correct, and it looks good. So let's go ahead and ink that up, and we'll stamp it in our banner. If you're nervous about the stamping it, you can always do a quick test on some scratch paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it right there in the center. That looks good. Okay. I'm going to clean that, and then I'm going to do some of the balloons. So it looks like we've got both balloons, and we're going to stamp these in the corners. So I'm going to put one on one side and my other balloon on the other side of my clear block. So one on each side. And it looks like we're going to stamp in the corners here, kind of in these little spaces. I'm just going to copy what they have. So I'm going to start with the floral, and those go in opposite corners, starting with the top left corner, and then in the bottom right corner. And then I'll flip my clear block and we'll go with the smaller striped balloon. And that one gets stamped in the top right and the bottom left. Just a little angle there, maybe right like that. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Hi, April. It's great to see you. She said, I recently put together one of each old kit going back to 2021. And she got rid of all the old boxes so it's stored easier. That's a good idea, too. That's really far back. That's like 3 years. Good for you, April. The boxes can take over your craft room. Yep, that does happen. So getting rid of the boxes and just holding on to the kit can be really easy to store those. Much easier. All right, so let's take our die cuts next. And we're going to pop these balloon die cuts onto our card with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and add those. You can add as many as you'd like. I'm going to just do 2 on each. And then on the back of the banner, we're going to add some glue dots. And they've got 3, and I'm going to do the same. And we'll take all the paper off at the same time. And then on the back of the balloon card, we're going to add some dimensionals as well. So lots of beautiful layers. I love dimensionals and how they really make a card pop, literally. All right, so let's see. Where does that ribbon go? Oh, right in the middle on that big balloon. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start putting pieces together. We're going to begin by folding our card base and adding the larger rectangle balloon piece. That should go right in the center. Okay, just like that. Then they've added the large balloon first. And that goes in the center of all those other balloons. And then they've kind of placed the 2 small balloons in these little openings here. So one right there. That's a lot of balloons. And then this one actually goes on top, kind of overlaps on top. So this one overlapped underneath. This one overlaps a little bit on top. Then we've got our happy birthday. And that goes right near the base. Those balloons. I might have placed the glue dots on the sides a little too far away. So I'm going to see if I can kind of pick those up with my take a pick tool and just bring them in a little closer so that they can get attached to the big balloon. And you know, if you wanted to place some dimensionals on each side, you could do that too. There. I think that will hold it in place a little better. Yeah, that's on there. And then the last thing is we're going to cut 8 inches of the rose gold twine. And we are going to tie a bow and place it at the base of the large balloon. So I like to find the center by putting the ends together and then going on one side and looping. It helps me so that I'm kind of even on both sides. Sometimes it can be difficult to tie a bow after you've already cut it off the roll and keep it kind of in the middle. That is so cute. Okay, so place a little glue dot. I'm going to place it actually on my balloon. And then I can place this on top of that. If you see any of your glue dots showing, you can kind of tuck it underneath your bow, just with your Take-A-Pic tool. And your card's all done. So cute. Hi, Karen. It's great to see you. Oh, and Gail just joined. Let's see. Is the add-on, it says, hi, is an add-on still available, and can you order with the add-on with your box, or is it a separate order? So the add-on, the die add-on, I think it's still available. I can check, but this will come separately because you order this from Stampin' Up. So it's not, doesn't get added into your box. But that would be such a nice idea if they could do that. But I think because right now Paper Pumpkin is shipped separately than everything else, and it's just easier to just do it all at one time. But yes, that is an add-on, but it will ship separately. Let me look really quick to see if it is still available. And I do know that I think there were some refills for this one too, but let me look. Now that I say that, I'm not sure if I saw it. Hold up. We got to go to the Paper Pumpkin section, so of kits, and let's take a look. Oh, that didn't do what we wanted. Refill kits and more. Okay, so there is a refill kit. It's $12. It does not include your ink spot or your stamp set. So it's just everything you need just to make more cards if you're interested. And then the coordinating dies are also still available, and they are $12 as well. So you could get both of those for $24 and pay a little bit in shipping and get those sent off to you if you're interested in those. The other dies that were for January through March and then April through June, those are also still available as well. So if you want to take a look at those coordinating dies, they were really great dies, and you can use them for so many things. And then there's some other refills too if you're interested in getting some other refills. They're not all available, but some of them are still there as well. So I hope that answered your question, Gail. Does anyone have any other questions about Paper Pumpkin? It's such a fun kit. And really, if you can spend, if you were just going to make these cards, you could get them all done in an hour, hour and a half. Really quite easy to do. And just fun to have on hand for when you need a fun birthday celebration card. And don't forget that you can also add, hold up. So where did the other stamp set go? Here it is. So you could add, a big 12, if you had somebody turning 12, or if you had like 38, you could add some of these fun numbers on the cards as well. Just stamp them and then maybe fussy cut them out, and you would be good to go to really make your cards special and unique for whoever you're giving them to. Thanks so much for joining me. It was fun to just jump on, and Sue was able to have some time to listen in. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out. If you would like to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and get some really fun projects sent to you every month, you can do so using the link, and I will include that in the description here on the YouTube video, or if you're on Facebook, it will be probably at the top of where, where the big description is before the video shows up. That will also include some of the tools you saw me use, and again, that link to subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a creative day. Bye.